Hey fam, it's me, Aaron, and this is my pal Cap, and we're going to talk about North Carolina Comic Con real quick, because that's this weekend, and some of the books coming out are very much part of that. And then I'm going to talk about this week's books. Then I'm going to talk about some stuff from local comic shop day, because I actually have some of these items at hand. The one that Diamond chose not to short me. But anyway.
That stuff's cool as hell, by the way.
North Carolina Comic Con is one of my very most favorite Comic Cons. I never miss it. I love Ultimate Comics. I love Alan Gill. I love the city of Durham. It's like, God Durham. That bull
Durham
still has its balls.
He kisses the testicles every single year.
It's for luck.
Tradition.
It's for good luck. They have the best food, like tapas, like I just let people
Killer
order
ramen
for
place.
me. Yeah. So if you're going there, there's so many comic guests. It's comics. People from every single Young Animal title are going to be there, including Gerard Way, who was there last year. And
when you popped the question to him and said, "Why aren't you writing Doom Patrol?"
I literally asked him that question, and he said, "Funny you should ask me that, Aaron," because no, he didn't know my name, but because I am.
But everything else is true.
I am writing it, but DC just couldn't fit it in their schedule around my schedule, and I'm like, well, F that. That's stupid. Well, DC had just a few things that would work. Gerard Way on Doom Patrol. Young Justice Season 3, and now they're finally doing it. Cool. So, yes, he's going to be there. The artist for Mother Panic, Tom Lee Edwards, is a co-owner of North Carolina Comic Con. He's there every year, so he's going to be there. You can get this sign there and go to the panels. Cap's going to be running some panels. I'm going to be running some panels.
What panels are you going to be running?
I don't know, different things. But I'm
going to be running a panel on adapting comic books to movies, on a comic artist working in multiple mediums like animation and advertising and films and so on.
Yeah.
The queer comics panel, and I'm also going to be hosting the Guardians of the Gala dance.
Oh yeah, you're emceeing that.
Yeah.
They asked me if I thought you could do it, and I was like, yeah.
And Mobfest is going to be there too.
Cool. And I know that I'm doing the auction for the drink and draw. But anyway, let's talk Mother Panic real quick, because anyone watching this, even if they're not going to North Carolina Comic Con, can buy this book. It's an awesome book. It's super weird and fun in the Young Animal DC universe, which is a subset of the DC universe. It's still the DC universe.
But this is the one that's most in the DC universe, by far.
Because it's in Gotham. And the backup story is great. Probably, let's not spoil
let's not spoil it, but it's going to be a villain you haven't seen in a while.
We have our theories about the backup story.
Yeah.
And the front story is she's a celebritante, like a debutante celebrity, instead of... and she has her own issues with her parents and whatnot, similar to Batman, but different. And
the shadow of the bat looms heavy in this book. It's going to be really cool to see how it interplays with everything.
And I'm digging it. And Doom Patrol 3 came out, and it's the best issue of Doom Patrol yet. 2 was better than 1, 3 was better than 2.
That's
it
true.
Just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. I love Space Case. I love the old characters. I love the new characters. I love Danny Land. I love Danny's comics. I love Spider-Dan.
Can we show them that page? We should show them that page.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so she's in this comic store inside Dannyland, and then
yes,
and then boom, they got this whole page here.
But it's not just a pinup. This is actually the story, and the story's like, instead of like DC, it says, "So I imagine at this point you're having a sort of existential crisis." And it's like, what? This is fun.
That's so cool.
It's fun. Do you like wackiness? Because I sure as hell do. The world's way too serious, especially today.
Well,
but
I'm gonna head out, but we'll see you at North Carolina Comic Con this weekend.
Yes.
Say hey to us.
If you see me, come and say hi. Why not? I'm nice.
We're both nice. Say hi.
Yeah.
Check out some of our panels.
Woo!
Bye.
All right. And now for the rest of this week, here's the biggest book that I was most excited about, other than Mother Panic and Doom Patrol: Batman and the Teenage Mutant Turtles. And you say, didn't they already do this? Yes and no. Yes, they did, but that was the comic universe versions. This is actually the Batman Adventures animated Batman version with the Teenage Mutant Turtles animated version, the current animated Turtles. So it's that, and that's fun, and it's different, and it's cool, and I love seeing those Bruce Timm styled the art of that with Clayface and Harley Quinn, how she should be, and Joker, and I'm down. Like, DC is doing amazing crossovers now with like He-Man and Thundercats and the previous Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you read that, you really should read this. Seriously. And if you didn't read the last one, we have it in hardcover. Most stores will have it in hardcover. So treat yourself to that. Moving on to All-Star Batman. This book is so dark and so fun. It's all the villains trying to get Batman and Two-Face, but Harvey Dent. Trying to get Batman and Harvey Dent, and did Two-Face hire these villains to get them while Batman is doing a favor for Harvey Dent to get rid of Two-Face? And it's really weird and really cool and darkly humorous, and just, you can tell Scott Snyder is having a damn good time with it. Moving on to Marvel, the Invincible Iron Man, Riri, I think it's Riri Williams. I haven't watched any video of like Brian Michael Bendis talking about it, but Ironheart. And this issue was just charming and fun and whimsical, even when it was dark, even when parts of her origins were very dark. I mean, she is from Chicago. It was still cool. It was still neat, and I loved the end. I knew that was going to be the way it was going to play, but I am very excited for it. I am extremely excited for how this is going to be. And yes, it does sort of spoil something that's going to happen at the end of Civil War II. We don't know how it happens. We don't know exactly what happens. But we know something happens specifically. And I'm not going to say it here because you'll get it there. And if you're on the fence about it, it's still Brian Michael Bendis, much like Mighty Thor is still Jason Aaron. And don't worry, I know it's girls, but it's still written by boys. No, I'm just kidding. It's really good. I like it. Amazing Spider-Man, New Year Vows. This is a new ongoing, and it was also fun. It's neat to see Spider-Man married with Mary Jane having powers, and his daughter Annie Mae having powers, and what they would do as a family of powered spiders. So that's fun, and that's cool for people that want those dynamics back, want the marriage back. And why have a married Spider-Man if he's not gonna have a kid? Like, I mean, pretty much. Like, you can get married and not have kids. I know you can. That's all cool. But if you have powers, you owe it to society to pass your powers on, right? I mean, yeah, maybe. Okay, moving on. Black Panther: World of Wakanda. This was fun. And there's one thing about Black Panther that I heard as a criticism from some people in the store, is that it focuses so much about Wakanda and the politics of Wakanda, they want more actual Black Panther. And this World of Wakanda may be that book that helps balance that. It's Roxane Gay, who does award-winning novelist. She is writing her very first comic, and it's for Marvel. And this is focusing on just other aspects of Wakanda, and it's in the past, slightly, a few months in the past, in Marvel time, not in our time. And, I'm not saying when, because it's actually quite cool when you turn the page and see, oh shit, it's this time. It's this specific time and place for Wakanda that this story is happening, and that's awesome. So, if it seems like I'm trying not to say much details, it's because I don't want that to be spoiled. And people, sometimes I let some spoiler slip out that I don't think is that big of a spoiler, but I did see, I call it the oh shit, like you turn the page, you're like, oh shit. Like, I don't want to ruin that for anyone. So anyway, Dead No More, The Clone Conspiracy. I have my theories. I am not spoiling anything in this issue by giving my theory out. But I think when the Jackal takes that stupid ass Jackal mask off, it's gonna be Peter Parker's ugly mug, and it's gonna be Ben Reilly. But I can't prove it, and I'm not spoiling it because nothing like that happens in this issue in any way. I'm just saying that's what I want to happen. All right, moving on. Spider-Man Deadpool number 11. This is a fill-in issue. It's a filler issue, a Penn and Teller issue. It's Penn Jillette wrote this issue and stars in this issue with Teller. You see Teller putting on the Deadpool costume. Perhaps Deadpool puts on a Teller costume, and shenanigans happens. And it was actually quite fun. I laughed. I enjoyed it. Moving on to things that aren't that fun. Black issue 2 is out. We just got more copies of issue 1, first print in, because Diamond shorted us some, and they just now replaced those shortages, which is kind of cool because we got it when issue 2 comes out. And you can see from this cover, they ain't playing. And what Black is a world like ours, that there's no superpowered anyone that the general public knows, but I guess, I think it was like 0.5% perhaps of black people manifest superpowers. And perhaps that's why the powers that be in society have always tried to oppress black people and perhaps target them because they're trying to take out those ones that have superpowers and could thereby upset their power structure. And what better way to take out them before they become, their powers manifest, like mutants through adolescence. So take them out then, and take them out before they learn how to use it. And there's a secret cabal, a vanguard, a spearhead of a group of characters that do have powers and are going to fight back, and it's great. And I'm really enjoying it. And you can enjoy it whether you have these political views or those political views. It's still a really cool concept that they're executing in a cool way. So moving on, Alters number 2. This had a lot of fanfare with the first issue with that Westboro Baptist Church boycotting my friend's store, Selfish. Boycotting a store because it's a transgender character. So, you got to boycott, right? Anyway, this book is actually interesting, the universe they created, even if the character wasn't transgender. The cool thing about it is the people with powers are called alters, and she is actively transitioning now where she hasn't come out to her family. Her dad is a drunk, abusive dickhead. He's like a modern day Archie Bunker or whatever. And the guy that has the craziest powers is running the whole world and killing off anyone that doesn't bow down to him. And what is she gonna do about it? So it's cool. Moving on to Green Valley, this is Max Landis, issue 2. This is a fantasy book with seemingly magical elements with this issue. I happen to know more about it because Robert Kirkman let it go to retailers at a retailer breakfast in San Diego. I know that with the next issue, it's going to have a huge twist. It's going to be badass, and it's an enjoyable book. It's a fun book by Max Landis, but I promise you, it's not just going to be a fantasy book with some supernatural elements. It's going to have a huge twist that is going to be badass, much in the same lines that Invincible had a huge badass twist right at the end of volume 2 that threw everything on its ear. Moving on, I don't know, this is WWE, Then Now Forever by Boom, and it's several different stories, and Then Now Forever means that it could be old wrestlers, new wrestlers, whatever, and it has all the single page stories that were at San Diego Comic-Con in the back. The lead story is by Dennis Hopeless, and then the secondary story I actually really liked. It's a New Day, and it's Rob Gilroy from Chew doing it. So really cool art, really cool that he was matched up with those wrestlers, and it was awesome. So if you like the WWE, this is actually a very quality book that is for anyone that likes any era of the WWE, I guess, even when it was about Wildlife Federation. So, and moving on to the last big thing of this week that I was waiting for, that I was excited for, because I am 40 years old, and I was working the Taco Bell drive-thru when someone told me through the drive-thru that Kurt Cobain killed himself, and I didn't believe that shit, but unfortunately it was true. Who Killed Kurt Cobain is out. It's an original graphic novel. I have not read it, obviously. I started flipping through it, and then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to read it in one sitting and enjoy it all together. But it's sort of what it's saying it is the story of Boda, his imaginary friend, or the demon that lived in his intestines, depending on your evangelical views. Did he write a suicide note to an imaginary friend named Boda? Probably. That's what I'm being told. And is this story told from that imaginary friend's point of view? Yes, that's what it says on the back cover. So I'm thoroughly excited to read this cover to cover tonight. It's a $25 hardcover. It's original, and it's Who Killed Kurt Cobain. So if you're a fan, obviously you should get it, because yeah, I'm excited. And then lastly, I'm just gonna blow through this stuff. Local Comic Shop Day is not this Saturday, but next Saturday, November 19th. We're gonna be open all day doing this. There's a bunch of super rare items like there is at Record Store Day, which is kind of cool because they did a record this year. And we have this Invader Zim issue 0 out that we have limited copies of. We have the first issue of Serenity with a new cover. We have an all-new Tick story, which is awesome. A new cover for Archie Meets the Ramones, an exclusive Frank Miller cover for Moonshine by Brian Azzarello. This weird Forever's magazine that's like kind of trippy and meta. There's a exclusive cover for Transformers Revolution. Doctor Strange, The Oath has a hardcover of this local comic shop day. And then look at the art on these covers. This is awesome. This is God Killer and the Disciples. And then the secret thing for this year, the Black Mass always does some kind of secret box or secret item, or at least always. It started last year. But this year, it's a freaking record. It's literally a record. Like, Local Comic Shop Day was based on Record Store Day, and they made a freaking record. So that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm excited about that. Moving on, the book I showed you, the WWE, this is an exclusive bag that feels like it has much more. Maybe it has like several exclusive covers and some prints or something. It feels like it has a lot in it. And an exclusive cover of Outcast Book 1 hardcover, Local Comic Shop Day. And then finally, the most sought after item. No, I'm not saving it for anyone. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with it. You only get one per store for the first 500 stores that signed up for a Local Comic Shop Day. I guess I signed up for last year, so I was grandfathered in. There's literally only 500 of these made, and I have it. It's a Lion Cat 8-inch statue, limited edition. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I mean, maybe I should keep it for myself. Maybe I should raffle it. I don't freaking know. Maybe I'll know by next week when I do my video, but I mean, it's freaking awesome. So thanks guys. If you're going to North Carolina Comic Con, by all means, say hi to me and buy me a drink. Like seriously, I drink. Thanks guys, bye-bye.